Judea was a land under the thumb of King Herod. Herod was a powerful ruler. He built many grand structures. He expanded his kingdom. But Herod was also a fearful man. He feared losing his power. He saw threats everywhere. One night, a new light appeared in the sky. It was a star, brighter than any other. This star shone over the small town of Bethlehem. Far away in the east, a group of wise men noticed the star. These men studied the stars. They understood their meaning. The wise men knew this star was special. It was a sign. They believed it signaled the birth of a new king. This king would be no ordinary ruler. He would be the king of the Jews, the Messiah. They felt compelled to find him and worship him. They prepared for a long journey. They gathered gifts fit for a king. Then, following the star, they set off for Judea. The journey was long. The desert was harsh, but the wise men never lost sight of the star. They were determined to find the newborn king. They knew their journey was guided by destiny. They were part of something bigger than themselves. They were witnesses to a miracle. The wise men finally arrived in Jerusalem. They began asking everyone, "Where is the newborn king of the Jews?" This question reached King Herod.
He was deeply troubled by their words.
He had ruled Judea for many years. Herod called a meeting of his advisors. He asked them about the prophecy of the Messiah. The advisors consulted ancient scriptures. They told Herod that the Messiah was to be born in Bethlehem.
This news fueled Herod's fear. He saw this newborn king as a rival, a threat to his power. Herod devised a plan.
He called the wise men to him. He pretended to be interested in worshiping the newborn king too. He asked them to go to Bethlehem and find the child. He instructed them to return with the exact location. Then he claimed he could go and worship the child as well. But Herod's heart was filled with deceit. Herod had no intention of worshiping the newborn king. Instead, he planned to eliminate any threat to his throne. He would use the wise men to find the child. Then he would destroy him. He believed this was the only way to secure his power. Herod, blinded by fear and paranoia, was ready to commit a terrible act. The wise men left Jerusalem.
They continued to follow the star. It led them south, towards Bethlehem. The star stopped directly over a humble dwelling. The wise men knew they had found their destination. They entered the dwelling. Inside, they found Mary and her newborn son, Jesus. The sight of the baby filled them with awe and reverence. They knelt before him. They worshipped him as the King of the Jews. They presented him with their precious gifts. Gold was a gift fit for a king, recognizing Jesus' royal lineage. Frankincense, a fragrant resin, symbolized his priestly role. Myrrh, used for anointing, foreshadowed his sacrifice. These gifts were not mere trinkets. They were symbolic offerings, acknowledging Jesus' divine nature and purpose. The wise men had completed their journey. They had found the newborn king. They had witnessed the miraculous. Their hearts were full of joy. They knew they had been part of something truly extraordinary.
That night, the wise men had a dream. God warned them not to return to Herod. He told them to return to their own country by another route. The wise men heeded the warning. They left Bethlehem secretly, their mission fulfilled. Meanwhile, God also spoke to Joseph, Mary's husband.
The angel appeared to him in a dream. The angel warned Joseph of Herod's evil intentions.
He told Joseph to take Mary and Jesus to Egypt. He was to remain there until it was safe to return. Joseph, without hesitation, obeyed. When Herod realized the wise men had tricked him, he was furious. He had been defied. His plan had been foiled. In a fit of rage, he issued a terrible decree. He ordered the execution of all male infants in Bethlehem who were 2 years old and younger. Herod's soldiers stormed through the town. They ripped babies from their mothers' arms. They showed no mercy. The air was filled with the cries of mothers and the silence of their murdered children. This horrific act, known as the Massacre of the Innocents, revealed the depths of Herod's cruelty. But amidst the horror, Jesus was safe. He was far away in Egypt. Herod's evil plan had failed. God had protected his son. The Christ child, the hope of the world, had escaped the clutches of a tyrant. He lived,